Hello, Gemini. Welcome to Ule Tea Leaf Readings. My name is Lenor, and tonight I'm going to be reading your tea leaves. Thank you for being here. Tonight we have the Chariot energy, one that is, well, it's about work, really. No, it doesn't have to be the work you do for money, although likely it has something to do with that, right? So I think of the Chariot, I just think of full force ahead, right? You're putting it all into this. This is the thing that impassions you. This is the thing that, you're striving for. You are establishing your goals, to promote success in whatever this is, right? If it's a business, if you're like building a house, maybe you're going back to school for something, maybe you're, super into raising your kids, raising your grandkids, and you're putting so much of everything of yourself into it. This is where, you really are passionate. And so whatever it is very active in your life right now. And so we have this energy, and I'm going to see what the tea leaves have to say. What are they going to tell us about this thing? And so again, I want to say thank you for being here. Thank you for deciding to click on this reading. It's a huge pleasure for me to be able to spend this time with you. And we have the name Jill. Jillian, Jill. Jill. That's the first thing I saw. And I feel like there's a great love. Jillian. Okay. So, anyhow, I want to thank you for being here. If you want to like, subscribe, leave a comment. I'd love to hear from you. If you have a prayer request, definitely put that in the comment section. There is a little announcement video and a post about the new channels that my husband and I have started. The one I'm really working on is the shorts. It's mostly shorts. There's going to be some long form stuff on there soon. Don't worry about that. But it is the Dove and Serpent Adventures. That's the one I'll be on doing stuff the most. If you want more content, more behind the scenes stuff. Prayers and spell. I want to do more spell work, magical work, talking about, I don't know, just different parts, artifacts of magic and divination and, whatever. We're finding a direction, right? We're playing with it. So that's the one you can see me most at. There are some other channels. My husband's Tarot Logic is really cool, going over all kinds of different, things, thought forms, and so on. So anyways, there's a post in the community section if you want to check that out, follow the links. Let's go ahead and get started. We have the number 6 up here right in the middle. So that's going to be an important number for us. We also have, it looks like... It looks like, I'm going to say, every time I'm looking at it, it looks different. It looks like ECC, EG, maybe, ECG even, ECG. But we have the E right here, okay. Yeah. And this one it looks like a C. It looks like it could be a G. I don't know. And then here, we have this one over here. Here we have, my goodness, you have somebody who is in love with you. Look at this. We have a person. You can see here's the head, the body. Their arm is as if they were going to throw like a paper airplane or something, but it's an arrow with a heart at the end. So this is somebody who's been trying to get your attention for a while. I'm guessing that they're a fire sign. They seem very fluid in their movements. Almost like they're always dancing. Like this is a person that comes in the room and everything feels, I don't know, just kind of more almost like sensual, fluid, like they're a dancer. You can just tell by like the way that they move that they just feel like that cosmic beat, right? Like there's this energetic thing about them that makes them seem very tapped in to the elemental flow of things. And I do feel like they have their gaze fixed upon you. They are in love with you. I mean, it is apparent. And I think that you know this, or at least you might have an idea. I feel that there is a sense of maybe refrain a little bit. I wonder if you worry about this person, and I wonder if they could be a Scorpio. Okay, we have the Scorpion right there. But I think that's the thing, is that you worry that this person will, as much as they are like passionate and in love and engaged with you, there is a distinct feeling of that being turned off immediately. Like they will flip on you, right? They will just kind of, what is that thing called? Love bombing kind of deal, where it's just they're immersed in you, obsessed, beloved. And then all of a sudden you say or do something that they don't like or they don't identify with, or it doesn't fit into their image of you, the thing that they've built up in their mind about you, and they're gone. They just absolutely stonewall you, right? And now, not that they are up and like have ghosted you forever, but the management of these letdowns, right? And it's like that's what it feels like. It feels like you've let down your parent or something, right? Like you have really just disappointed them, or and this kind of feeling within a relationship that hasn't even really begun. And I think that's the thing here. This hasn't even really begun, and you're already aware of this dynamic within your dynamic with them, right? And that doesn't feel healthy to you, I don't think, right? I don't necessarily think it's a deal breaker, but I do feel like it's something that you've maybe experienced before with another partner, and one that you are this dynamic is something you're very weary of, because it's a lot of energy trying to please somebody, right? It's a lot of energy trying to be, it's so performative, And then you get to a point where it's like you're trying to always like dwell in these parts of self that are acceptable to this person, and you're losing a lot of the other aspects. They start to feel like they're not part of you. And the reality is we were rejecting them. We're putting them into that shadow place, or we're just, letting them atrophy so that we can make something external, or what we perceive to be external, our partner, happy, comfortable, whatever, not upset. And that is stripped down to its very basic elements is not okay, right? It's not okay to have to live that way. Now, if you choose to, maybe that's what you like. Maybe that's what you want. And I'm sure there are people like that, you know. Sometimes we keep certain people in our lives because they do kind of keep us on our toes. They do kind of keep us, in check, so that we are, aligned with a part of ourselves that maybe is beneficial. But it's not the whole story. And once we get into this place where we're trying to be something for somebody all the time, it just is a soul death, a little bit at a time. And I don't know about you, but maybe I'm just too old at this point, but I'm not willing to live that way. We all do to some degree, of course. Just to exist in the world and survive, we have to wear masks to some degree. But to do that in our private lives with somebody that, that we love and they're supposed to love us and all of that, too much, in my opinion. Not the way that I would want to live. And so I feel like probably you're in agreement with me and you see this, and that's why this relationship, although it would probably be pretty wonderful in most other ways, but when it really affects who we are at the core, or our inability to be ourselves around somebody, no. Come on. I don't know. I guess sometimes we just reach a point where we're not willing to do that anymore. We get enough of it at work, at school, just out in the world in general. So, I see this as not being some big sad thing. I think you've already accepted this as what it is, but it does feel like maybe more recently they are kind of, hanging around a little bit more, maybe calling a bit more, maybe, just wanting to be around you. And so it feels like there is this real intentional, trying to court you, Okay, so we also have over here, it looks like, to me, I read it as the Hierophant. Okay, so I feel you really coming in to a period of time here where you are very focused on your spiritual work, your spiritual affiliations, your sacred relationship with the divine, and so on and so forth. So I see this as being a time where it might feel like you're slowing down, but that's not the case. You are going deeper within. You are really, really putting yourself into your practices. And one of them being, and I see this as a person with wings, okay, but also they are contemplating. So I feel like it's almost like an image of you with butterfly wings. You are in deep self-evolution. And where it might feel like, I'm being kind of lazy, or I'm spending a lot more time just kind of, resting up and really exploring my thoughts, my emotions. Maybe you are doing things like, apnea training with breath work, or meditation, or, and these things can feel like, well, I'm being inactive, but the reality is you're very active. You're working in the interior, and this is something that we all should be doing. Now, more at some points in our, path, and less in others. And right now I feel like you are very involved in these interior places. Okay, so that means you're probably a little less involved in your in your physical life. I need a drink. My goodness. In your physical life. And that's it. And I feel like you are in self deeply. Now, I feel like there are maybe people around you who are trying to pull you out of this. And as we turn this from the person contemplating, we turn it over here. We have two people standing, here's one, in face-to-face, kind of holding hands with this other person. And so I feel like you also are, kind of being pulled towards your relationships in your life. And this is maybe why you are thinking so much about this person that is kind of trying to, they have a crush on you. They want to date you. They want to, be with you again, or, rekindle something. And I feel like for you, it's just a no. But I do feel like in other relationships, maybe more willing to invest yourself, right? And I do. I feel like there will be a strengthening of a relationship. Doesn't have to be romantic, but it is a close relationship. Now, I do feel like this is something that will be kind of part of the outcome of you doing the interior work, okay? So doing that work, allowing yourself to be in that interior place, to reinvest yourself in maybe your spiritual community, your practices. Maybe you start going back to yoga, going back to a meditation clinic, whatever. I think that this will allow for you to have a deeper relationship with somebody in your life. And I'm guessing they have common goals and common practices, and this maybe allows you to be around each other more often, okay? Now, we had that name Jill on the bowl here. The other thing I wanted to just kind of look at is it does feel like you are walking down a pathway here, and I feel that you will be traveling. It has to do with making money, okay? So maybe a business trip, maybe you are going to procure something to, for your business or your work, or maybe you're going to like a conference or something. But I do feel like this trip will be important. It will help solidify your position, but also further you towards promotion or growing your business or something like this. So this trip, definitely make sure that it is blessed. Okay, pray over it. Dream about it. Visualize how you want it to go. Manifest, manifest, manifest. Okay, because this is the place. This is going to be a very potent little ordeal in your life. Okay, now we're going to do our 3 lucky numbers, number 54, number 99, number 86, and then we will end with our water blessing affirmation cards. I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to stop where it feels right, and it says, number 30, youth, beauty. As you are a match with joy, you will discover hidden pearls within your being. You will discover hidden pearls within your being. All right, Gemini, I love you. If you want to subscribe, leave a comment. I'd love to hear from you. Absolutely. If you have a prayer request, put it in the comment section, or you can email it to ulaishere@gmail.com. Other than that, I just want to say again, I love you. Check out some of the other channels. Go check out my husband's channel. He's a great tarot reader, one of the best, and that is over at Dove and Serpent Tarot. His name is Paul. He's amazing. All right, I love you. We'll talk soon. Good night.